Enter the Dragon threw us into legendary martial arts showdowns, but behind every epic fight, the cast endured shocking accidents and consequences. Some skyrocketed to superstardom only to face death threats, while others became famous in ways they never expected. Keep watching, because everything you thought you knew about these legends is only half the story. Bruce Lee as Lee. We come to Bruce Lee, who played Lee, the legendary martial arts master and hero of Enter the Dragon. He was just 32 years old when he dominated the screen, moving with unmatched speed and precision in every fight. In the film, he wasn't simply a fighter. He was the unstoppable force whose courage and skill defined the heart of the story. Tragically, Bruce Lee would never enjoy the legacy he built on screen. He passed away the same year at the age of 32, struck down by acute cerebral edema caused by a reaction to a painkiller. Rumors immediately swirled: assassination plots, family curses, and hidden enemies. But the heartbreaking truth remained. The world lost a martial arts icon far too soon. His funeral drew fans from around the globe, paying homage to a man whose influence would only grow after his death, and his estate was valued at an estimated $10 million. Life off-screen had been a relentless battle as well. Growing up in Hong Kong, Bruce was a rebellious child, constantly thrown into street fights, prompting his parents to send him to America. In Hollywood, he faced deep racial prejudice, losing major roles simply for being Asian, including the starring part in Kung Fu. Yet every rejection fueled his determination. He transformed adversity into artistry, creating films like Fist of Fury and Way of the Dragon, where each fight sequence wasn't just action, it was a statement against the barriers he had faced. Even his personal life was touched by tragedy and challenge. Married to Linda Emery, father to Brandon and Shannon Lee, his family endured heartbreak, with fate cruelly echoing years later when Brandon died on a film set. Despite dying at 32, Bruce Lee's influence endures in martial arts schools, films, and the hearts of millions worldwide. His story is one of genius, heartbreak, and a brilliance that could never be contained, leaving a legacy that still shocks, inspires, and captivates to this day. Jim Kelly as Williams. We come to Jim Kelly as Williams, the lightning-fast fighter whose charisma brought a magnetic presence to Enter the Dragon. He was 27 years old when he stepped into the tournament, combining athletic mastery with a screen persona that radiated confidence and cool determination. Williams was the daring, fearless competitor who stood out through sheer presence and agility. Jim Kelly passed away at the age of 67 on June 29, 2013, in San Diego, California, after a prolonged battle with cancer. His contributions to martial arts cinema, especially as the first prominent black martial arts film star, remain celebrated, with enduring roles in Black Belt Jones and Three the Hard Way. Even as his health declined, his cultural impact and the inspiration he provided to athletes and actors continued to grow. After the breakout role in Enter the Dragon, Kelly confronted Hollywood's racial barriers and dwindling opportunities. Despite being a decorated karate champion, he struggled to secure substantial roles in a biased industry, pushing him to focus on professional tennis and martial arts instruction to sustain his livelihood. He still starred in films such as Black Samurai and Take a Hard Ride, proving his versatility and commitment despite systemic limitations. Through resilience and determination, Kelly became an icon whose influence extended far beyond the screen. He helped define the image of the black martial arts hero, inspiring generations to pursue excellence in both athletics and performance. Even after leaving mainstream cinema, his legacy in martial arts and popular culture remains vivid, a story of talent, perseverance, and the fight to leave a lasting impression. John Saxon as Roper. We come to John Saxon as Roper, the quick-thinking ally who kept the pace steady amidst chaos in Enter the Dragon. He was 37 years old when he brought a mix of charm and grit to the screen, making Roper the clever strategist who balanced the fight sequences with humor and intelligence. Rather than just comic relief, he embodied the street-smart friend whose resourcefulness was essential to the team's survival. John Saxon lived into his 80s, passing away at 83 on July 25, 2020, from pneumonia complications in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. He was interred at Lakeview Cemetery in Seattle, Washington, a place that honors his long career and proximity to Bruce Lee's legacy. Even in his later years, Saxon remained deeply engaged with fans, appearing at conventions, acting in independent films, and guest starring on television, cementing a presence that outlasted the Hollywood spotlight. After Enter the Dragon, Saxon faced the double challenge of typecasting and the high expectations of martial arts audiences. Growing up in an Italian-American family in Brooklyn, he had fought to step out of the teen idol shadow into serious acting. Maintaining his martial arts skills alongside his acting commitments demanded discipline and resilience, especially performing alongside Bruce Lee. His work in cult horror films, particularly A Nightmare on Elm Street, demonstrated his versatility, showing he could thrive in genres far beyond martial arts. Ultimately, Saxon built a career defined by adaptability and persistence. Despite the pressures of fame, the stress of multiple marriages, and the constant physical demands of his roles, he remained a respected figure whose performances inspired both contemporaries and younger generations. By his passing, his net worth was around $1.5 million, a testament to a life dedicated to craft, discipline, and an unwavering commitment to entertainment. Shih Kien as Han. We come to Shih Kien as Han, the ruthless, one-armed crime lord who tested every fighter in Enter the Dragon. He was 60 years old when he commanded the screen with a chilling mix of authority and martial prowess. In the story, he was the calculating mastermind whose presence created the ultimate challenge for Bruce Lee's character. Shih Kien lived a remarkably long life, passing away at 96 on June 3, 2009, from chronic kidney failure in Hong Kong. At the time of his death, he was celebrated as one of the oldest and most respected figures in Hong Kong cinema. His career spanned decades, and he was honored with Lifetime Achievement Awards for his contributions to martial arts and action films. Despite his success, Shih's path was shaped by hardship. Raised by a stepmother as a frail child, he trained in martial arts for 9 years to strengthen his body, eventually mastering Eagle Claw and Choi Li Fut. Enter the Dragon presented its own challenge. Shih did not speak English, requiring his character to be entirely dubbed. Yet he turned this limitation into a performance that terrified and captivated international audiences, cementing his reputation as the ultimate on-screen villain. Shih Kien's legacy extended beyond martial arts cinema. He continued acting in TV dramas, often playing wise or villainous elders, and even shared the screen with Jackie Chan in comedic roles. His career left a lasting impact on Hong Kong cinema, influencing generations of actors and martial artists. A devoted family man, he remained married to Lee Kit-ying for over 50 years, embodying discipline, strength, and a quiet dignity until the end. Ahna Capri as Tanya. We come to Ahna Capri as Tanya, the seductive and sharp-witted secretary of Han in Enter the Dragon. She was 29 years old when she stepped into the spotlight, bringing elegance and poise to every scene she graced. In the story, she wasn't just a supporting character. She was the clever, composed figure who navigated the tension between the heroes and Han with grace and subtle cunning. Ahna Capri passed away tragically at 66 on August 19, 2010, in Los Angeles, California, following a horrific car accident that left her in a coma for 11 days. Born Anna Marie Nanasi in Budapest, Hungary, she had begun acting at age 11 to support her family after emigrating to the United States. Her death shocked fans, and she is remembered for her striking performances and contributions to both film and television. Her career after Enter the Dragon reflected both talent and struggle. As a Hungarian immigrant, Capri faced immense pressure navigating Hollywood's competitive and often unforgiving environment. She appeared in numerous television series, including Maverick, The Mod Squad, and Adam 12, and starred in genre films like Piranha, 1972, and The Specialist, 1975. Yet the stress of the industry and the desire for peace eventually led her to retire from acting in the late 1970s, seeking a quieter life away from the spotlight. Despite retiring early, Ahna Capri left a lasting impression on audiences worldwide. Her work as Tanya remains iconic in martial arts cinema, and her earlier television roles demonstrated her versatility and charm. Even decades later, fans remember her wit, beauty, and skill on screen, making her a cherished figure whose life, though tragically cut short, continues to resonate. Roy Chiao as the Shaolin Abbot. We come to Roy Chiao as the Shaolin Abbot, the composed and authoritative monk who guided the fighters in Enter the Dragon. He was 46 years old when he stepped into the role, bringing calm wisdom and a commanding presence to balance the intensity of the tournament. His character was more than a mentor. He embodied the moral center whose judgment and experience anchored the story. Roy Chiao passed away at 72 on April 15, 1999, in Seattle, Washington, after suffering from heart disease. Throughout his life, he was recognized for his versatility, winning Best Actor at the Hong Kong Film Awards for Summer Snow and appearing in Western productions like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. His contributions bridged Eastern and Western cinema, leaving a mark on both audiences and fellow actors. Chiao's journey to stardom was fraught with challenge. Born in Shanghai, he worked as a U.S. military interpreter during the Korean War, surviving the stresses and dangers of wartime service. Afterward, he transitioned to acting in Hong Kong, mastering multiple languages and cultivating a strong screen presence that earned him prominent roles. Balancing cross-cultural expectations and intense film schedules required resilience, yet he thrived in a variety of roles, from historical epics to international blockbusters. In the end, Roy Chiao became a figure of professionalism and adaptability. Despite surviving 3 heart attacks, he continued performing until late in life and founded a Christian Artists Association to mentor younger actors. His career and personal life reflected discipline, courage, and commitment, leaving a legacy that combined artistic achievement with moral leadership in both cinema and community. Bob Wall as O'Hara. We come to Bob Wall as O'Hara, the determined, disciplined fighter who faced Bruce Lee head-on in Enter the Dragon. He was 34 years old when he embodied O'Hara, delivering a blend of intensity, technique, and formidable presence. In the film, he wasn't merely a combatant. He was the physically imposing rival whose confrontations tested the skill and resolve of Lee's character. Bob Wall passed away at the age of 82 on January 30, 2022, in Los Angeles, California. A lifelong martial artist, he trained under legends like Chuck Norris and Joe Louis and co-founded World Black Belt, Inc., leaving an enduring mark on martial arts education and the film industry. His legacy is remembered both for his on-screen performances and his contributions to the martial arts community. Life after Enter the Dragon was a mixture of cinematic and martial arts achievements for Wall, but it wasn't without controversy. He became notorious for rumors that he had been struck by Bruce Lee during fight scenes, highlighting the intensity and realism of their choreography. Additionally, Wall's rivalry with Steven Seagal in the late 1980s to early 1990s created headlines, as he organized a group of elite martial artists, dubbed the Dirty Dozen, to challenge Seagal's claims, events that shaped his public persona and stirred debate in the martial arts world. Despite the challenges, Bob Wall maintained a respected career both on and off screen. He appeared in films such as The Way of the Dragon, 1972, and Game of Death, authored a directory of martial artists, and continued teaching and promoting martial arts globally. Married to Glenda Wall since 1968 with 2 daughters, he balanced a professional legacy with family life, leaving behind a story of discipline, competitive spirit, and enduring influence in both cinema and martial arts. Jackie Chan as Han's henchman. We come to Jackie Chan as Han's henchman, the daring, acrobatic fighter who brought both humor and skill to Enter the Dragon. He was 19 years old when he displayed his early talent for performing stunts and martial arts with precision and flair. In the story, he wasn't just another henchman. He introduced a new level of creativity and physical comedy that would define his future cinematic identity. Jackie Chan is now 72 years old and remains a global superstar with an estimated net worth of $400 to $450 million. He has received an honorary Oscar for Lifetime Achievement, celebrated for decades of innovative stunt work and martial arts choreography. His career spans iconic films such as Rush Hour and Police Story, with a reputation for performing nearly all his stunts himself. Chan's path to stardom was shaped by relentless adversity. Sold to a Peking opera school as a child due to poverty, he endured harsh discipline and corporal punishment while learning acrobatics and martial arts. His early career involved performing dangerous stunts and doubling for other actors before he developed his signature comedic action style. Throughout his life, Chan faced personal scandals, including a high-profile affair resulting in a daughter he never publicly raised and the arrest of his eldest son. Despite these hardships, Jackie Chan built one of the most enduring careers in action cinema. His innovation in stunt choreography and comedic timing revolutionized martial arts films worldwide, blending humor, danger, and storytelling. Today, he continues to act, direct, and produce, inspiring generations of performers while leaving a legacy as one of the most iconic and influential action stars in history. Lam Ching-ying as tournament fighter. We come to Lam Ching-ying as tournament fighter, the young, agile competitor who demonstrated skill and precision in Enter the Dragon. He was 21 years old when he moved with astonishing speed and grace in the tournament sequences. In the story, he wasn't simply another fighter. He represented the relentless energy and discipline of the martial arts world, challenging every opponent with both technique and determination. Lam Ching-ying passed away at the age of 44 on November 8, 1997, in Hong Kong due to liver cancer. His early struggles from a poor family background and a childhood spent in Peking opera training had forged his resilience. Despite a relatively short life, he became iconic in Hong Kong cinema, especially for his roles as the vampire slayer in countless supernatural, fantasy, and horror films, leaving a legacy that continues to influence martial arts and genre films. After Enter the Dragon, Lam's career expanded into stunt coordination, action choreography, and starring roles in Hong Kong cinema. Working under Sammo Hung, he became a trusted stuntman and actor, performing dangerous sequences and mentoring younger performers. His rise from a childhood of extreme hardship to commanding presence on screen was punctuated by his skillful portrayal of supernatural heroes and disciplined martial artists, earning him the nickname Vampire Slayer in popular culture. Despite personal and professional challenges, including a difficult divorce and later health decline, Lam Ching-ying left a lasting mark on cinema. He remained admired for his professionalism, mentorship, and pioneering roles in action and horror films. His death at 44 shocked fans, but his contributions to martial arts choreography and Hong Kong horror remain legendary. Sammo Hung as Shaolin fighter. We come to Sammo Hung as Shaolin fighter, the agile and powerhouse warrior who displayed extraordinary skill and humor in Enter the Dragon. He was 21 years old when he stepped into the role, executing complex fight sequences with speed and precision that belied his youthful age. In the story, he wasn't just a supporting fighter. He combined physical prowess and charisma, leaving a lasting impression on the audience. Sammo Hung is alive as of 2026, now 74 years old, and continues to be celebrated as a pioneer of Hong Kong action cinema. He has built an illustrious career as an actor, director, producer, and stunt coordinator, mentoring generations of martial artists. His net worth is estimated at $40 million, and he divides his time between homes in Hong Kong and Los Angeles with his wife, Joyce Godenzi. Life after Enter the Dragon was filled with both triumph and grueling challenges. Hung trained rigorously from childhood at the China Drama Academy, learning acrobatics, martial arts, and dance, and suffered a severe facial scar from a street fight in his youth. Despite these hardships, he rose to prominence in action comedies such as Enter the Fat Dragon and collaborated with Jackie Chan, helping launch Chan's international career. His discipline, injuries, and relentless work ethic shaped him into one of the most respected figures in martial arts cinema. Even in later years, Hung faced physical limitations due to past injuries and knee complications, yet his influence on film and stunt choreography remains unmatched. He has received numerous accolades, including the Star Asia Lifetime Achievement Award, and his legacy as a consummate performer, director, and mentor continues to inspire filmmakers and martial artists worldwide. Angela Mao as Su Lin. We come to Angela Mao as Su Lin, the fearless and skilled sister of Bruce Lee's character, whose agility and combat mastery shone in Enter the Dragon. She was 23 years old when she performed her scenes with precision, holding her own in the intense tournament sequences. She represented resilience, technique, and courage, proving that female martial artists could match male fighters in skill and determination. Angela Mao is now 76 years old, living quietly in New York and managing a family-owned chain of 3 restaurants. After retiring from acting in 1992, she focused on raising her children and running her business ventures. Her family includes 2 children from her marriages, a daughter, Shih Kien, born in 1976, and a son, George King, born in 1983. Despite leaving film, she remains a respected figure among martial arts enthusiasts worldwide. Following Enter the Dragon, Mao starred in several major martial arts films, including Hapkido, 1972, Lady Whirlwind, 1972, When Taekwondo Strikes, 1973, The Opium Trail, 1973, and Broken Oath, 1977. Her performances often featured high-level combat choreography, and she trained extensively in Hapkido, earning a second-degree black belt. These roles cemented her reputation as one of the first internationally recognized female martial arts stars and earned her the nickname Queen of Kung Fu in Asia and the United States. Today, Angela Mao continues to live a life of accomplishment beyond film. Her total filmography includes over 20 major martial arts titles, spanning Hong Kong and international releases, with box office successes like Hapkido and Lady Whirlwind topping variety charts in the 1970s. She remains actively involved in her restaurant business and occasionally attends fan conventions and martial arts events. With decades of influence on female representation in martial arts cinema, she remains an enduring icon, balancing her professional legacy with a private, family-centered life. Bolo Yeung as Bolo. We come to Bolo Yeung as Bolo, the formidable and imposing fighter whose strength and presence terrified opponents in Enter the Dragon. He was 27 years old when he portrayed the muscle-bound enforcer, combining sheer power and disciplined martial arts training. In the story, he wasn't merely an antagonist. He embodied physical dominance and the unwavering intensity that made every confrontation memorable. Bolo Yeung is alive as of 2026, now 80 years old, living in Monterey Park, California, and continues to maintain his strength and martial arts practice. A former Mr. Hong Kong and bodybuilding champion, he remains a respected figure in martial arts and fitness circles. Martial arts and weightlifting continue to be central to his life, and he occasionally trains and mentors younger fighters. Bolo's career after Enter the Dragon was shaped by both opportunity and typecasting. His massive physique and on-screen intensity led to iconic roles, most notably as Chong Li in Bloodsport, alongside Jean-Claude Van Damme. While often cast as a villain, he demonstrated versatility, performing heroic roles in films like Shoot Fighter, Fight to the Death, and its sequels. His friendship with Bruce Lee was also a defining aspect of his career, providing both guidance and camaraderie. Despite advancing age, Bolo Yeung has preserved his physical condition and remains active in martial arts communities. His influence extends beyond film into bodybuilding and fight training, leaving a legacy of strength, discipline, and dedication that has inspired generations of martial artists and action film fans worldwide. Stephen Tung Wai as Lao. We come to Stephen Tung Wai as Lao, the agile and determined Shaolin fighter. He was 19 years old when he performed in Enter the Dragon, moving with speed and precision that impressed both cast and crew. Thanks to this role, he brought focus and discipline to every scene, showcasing martial skill that complemented Bruce Lee's intensity. In 2026, Stephen Tung is 72 years old and continues to be celebrated as one of Asia's top action choreographers. He began acting as a child and transitioned into stunt coordination and action choreography in the 1970s, eventually winning 7 Hong Kong Film Awards for Best Action Choreography, including for Kung Fu Jungle, 2014, and Bursting Point, 2023. He is also married with 1 son, maintaining a family life alongside his professional achievements. After Enter the Dragon, Tung's career expanded across Hong Kong cinema and later international projects. He collaborated with directors John Woo, Tsui Hark, and Wong Kar-wai, contributing to landmark films such as A Better Tomorrow, 1986, Hard Boiled, 1992, The Blade, 1995, and 2046, 2004. Tung also directed films like Hitman, 1998, and Extreme Challenge, 2001, consistently innovating in martial arts choreography. His path was not without challenges. Navigating creative differences, rigorous stunt work, and the demands of coordinating large-scale action sequences tested both his skill and resilience. Today, Stephen Tung's influence is evident in over 50 major films, spanning Hong Kong classics and international productions like Bulletproof Monk, 2003, and The Battle at Lake Changjin, 2021. He has discovered and mentored talents including Scott Adkins and Kenji Tanigaki. Even at 72, he remains active in choreography, occasional acting, and training the next generation of stunt performers. Tung's career blends technical mastery, creative vision, and mentorship, making him a living legend in martial arts cinema. After more than 50 years, the Enter the Dragon cast has changed in ways few could have imagined. From rising stars and martial arts legends to business owners and Hollywood icons, their lives off-screen tell stories just as compelling as the film itself. Which transformation surprised you the most? Comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more Then and Now journeys.